Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak right now, Bitcoin is doing something absolutely huge. It is threatening to break out above the major level of resistance, the biggest level of resistance, the area of most resistance on the chart that you are currently seeing on the screen right here since all the way back in November. And that is the $97,000 level. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll deep dive into that level today. We'll look into it from a medium-term, long-term, and also short-term perspective, looking into Bitcoin, looking into the total cryptocurrency market cap, into the DXY, into things like the Bitcoin Powerwall chart, and we'll come to a conclusion about what will happen if Bitcoin breaks that level, what will happen if it rejects, and what is likely to happen as a whole. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 3 weeks, Bitcoin has been on a rampage. It has bounced from a critical support zone, which previously was a critical resistance zone back in 2024 in that $74,000 region. It's also bounced from an ascending support line. It's bounced from the bottom of its descending wedge formation in yellow, and it's broken that wedge to the upside very definitively. We moved upwards about 22,000 US dollars in a matter of 3 weeks, and this big move has led to some shifts in market sentiment. Just a few weeks ago on my YouTube channel, if we go to polls from a few weeks ago that I did, 36% of people were bearish, 36% of people thought we were in a bear market. About 2 weeks ago, 42% of people thought that we were in a dead cat bounce or a big fake out. And right now, today, as we've seen this big move to the upside, as we sit in the mid to upper $90,000 region, 80% of people now think we're in a bull market. So you can see, even within my own community, the sentiment shifting more and more bullish. Now, it was never really bearish predominantly because I remained bullish on this YouTube channel. And obviously, generally speaking, most people who watch these videos are generally going to agree with me as per them watching them. You know, at the end of the day, most people aren't looking for information that goes in contrast into their opinions. That's the unfortunate truth. They should be, but they aren't. But even within my community here, there has been a shift to the bullish side as we've moved upwards, and I think that's entirely justified. But the big test was not breaking this wedge formation. The big test was not bouncing from 74K. The big test really is right now. The big test is, do we continue upwards here to all-time highs, or do we roll over, form a higher low, and continue into a bear market? Right now, what Bitcoin faces is a very, very strong rejection zone, and we need to cross it. I cannot stress that enough. What is that rejection zone? Let's dive straight into it. Let's not waste your time here today. It shouldn't take very long. The big rejection zone simply comes from the volume profile. Now, the volume profile is a way of measuring historical resistance and support based on how much Bitcoin has been traded at specific price levels historically. Now, with all the data taken into account on this screen since November, the strongest level of resistance, the place in which the most Bitcoin has traded hands, is this around $97,000 to $98,000 region. Basically meaning we're below that region now, means that's major resistance. The way I like to kind of characterize the volume profile, the way I like to explain the volume profile to people who don't know what it is you've got these massive hills and valleys on the volume profile. When we are below a hill, when we are down here, for example, where we are at 96,000, just edging over the cliff here, we're running uphill, which means it's very difficult to go uphill. Of course, running uphill is tiring, and you can fall back and roll back down, meaning there's very strong resistance when you're moving up on the volume profile. When you're moving down on the volume profile, you're falling into a valley. It's very easy to run downhill. You can roll down the hill with very little friction, and that kind of identifies or tells you or explains to you in a very simple layman's term what the volume profile is. When you're below a major hill on the volume profile, you're at resistance. When you're above it, you're at support. And right now we are at a tipping point. We're at the area of literal most resistance here at 96,000. If we clear 98,000 or roughly 98,000, we will be in that downhill section and we'll basically be clear of that area. We will have flipped that area and we'll have the major level of support through which Bitcoin can start attacking all-time highs from. Now, the place in which this is all taking place or transpiring is very interesting as well. Between these two white lines, which stem backwards from 2017 and 2021 respectively, is basically our prior macro range. The macro range that Bitcoin was consolidating within between November and around February, the macro range that eventually we saw a double top from and a breakdown from. We're back within that macro support range, and so we do have some support below. If we do reject here in the short term, come down to the bottom of that macro range in white or even down to 89,000, which is the previous neckline of support for our prior double bottom formation, we will be in a decent position. As soon as we start losing something like 88,000, 89,000, that's when I get a little bit worried from a short-term perspective, but we've got plenty of breathing room there. We've got about $8,000 worth of breathing room, so it's not really too concerning right now. What I'm mainly looking at right now is this volume profile, is the $96,000 to $98,000 region. If we can clear that, that will be absolutely bloody exceptional. And Bitcoin right now, as we speak, has a very big opportunity to clear that, because we've seen on the 4-hourly chart a short-term structure break to the upside just very recently with a momentum shift on the volume profile. What we are seeing right now, what we will be seeing within the next day, is an attempt for Bitcoin to break that. So all eyes very much are sitting on this region right now. Now, you could very well bring up some issues with this breakout. Volume is descending in this upwards trend, and although there is a momentum shift in the RSI, it could also be interpreted as a bearish divergence with higher highs in the price chart and lower highs on the RSI. So, look, a little bit of a dodgy breakout, but certainly an attempt nevertheless. What do I think is going to happen? I think we're probably leaning bullish here on the short term, but ultimately I think it's inconclusive. I don't feel comfortable making short-term predictions into such a major level. I think we'll know, right? Within a couple of days, we're going to know. If we're above 98,000, it worked. If we're still below 98,000, it's clearly not going to be working. We'll probably look to correct downwards to that $91,000 region or $88,000 region. The truth will be told soon enough. I never sit on this channel and advocate for buying or selling at major decision points like this. I usually wait for them to resolve, and upon the resolution, I look at it with a fresh set of eyes. Did we break out? Okay, maybe buying's a good idea. Did we reject? Okay, maybe selling's a good idea. Selling at resistance or buying at resistance, selling at support, buying at support, I think is problematic. I think you wait for the resolutions. So functionally, it doesn't really matter what a prediction would be here. What matters is the resolution. And when that resolution comes, either through a breakout of that $98,000 region or coming back in 2 days and realizing we're still below it, I think then we can have some clear state of mind to make those predictions from and make those decisions from financially. But right now, total cryptocurrency market cap, the total 3, the altcoin market, and the total market in general are matching Bitcoin. They're both at major resistance levels, major turning points, either for breaks to the upsides or rejection downwards. We can speak about that more, but we don't really need to. All I've said there is all that really matters. We've got that from the 2021 all-time high on the daily candle close and the wick on the total cryptocurrency market cap chart. Exact same thing on the total 3, except it's using a critical moving average of a total 3, which is the 50 EMA, which we've currently flipped for support, and it's just about whether we can hold that now and break the neckline, or if we reject down straight below it. We won't have to wait very long to find out at all. Even the DXY is saying a similar thing. We're on major support on DXY, and whether we bounce or whether we continue downwards is going to be very telling about the future for this potential Bitcoin rally. So this is really the moment we've all been waiting for. Throughout, the months I talked about this descending wedge formation, I always said the two critical points of this descending wedge formation are whether we can break it to the upside and whether we can break the POC and the volume profile. We broke it to the upside. Now we're on the final step. So really, after we break this level, if we do so, which I believe we will at some point, we really complete our need to look at this wedge as a whole. This is still relevant because this is basically an extension of the breakout of the wedge. It's the big hurdle above the wedge that always mattered the most. And right now we are testing it. So this is a very, very big moment, and I'll report back to you when there are updates. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all of that typical stuff. But also, most importantly, check out the Bitcoin exchange. This exchange is global, non-KYC. You don't need a VPN. You can sign up from literally anywhere in the world. It's got a 15% trading fee discount available with my referral link down below. So you can get that discount on your trading fees with that link down below exclusively. It helps out the channel a lot, and it helps out you because you're getting access to a global exchange that's never been hacked before at a 15% trading fee discount. That's very good stuff. So use that link down below if you're interested. Thank you guys. Have a good day.